Welcome to the President's Diary, a weekly program where we highlight the work of His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali. His Excellency on Sunday, November 22, attended an appreciation lunch hosted by the Deputy President of the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana, Brother Gulzar Namdar, and his wife at the Metin Mirzorg Islamic Complex.
President Ali hailed Brother Gulzar as an esteemed colleague and family friend. The head of state used the opportunity to emphasize the importance of generational shifts, expressing his happiness that throughout the country, older and experienced persons were helping younger persons to transition into better Guyanese. He also highlighted the exemplary character and selflessness of Brother Gulzar.
His Excellency departed Guyana for Suriname on an official visit over the period November 23 to 26, 2020. This was the President's first overseas state visit since his inauguration on August 2.
The head of state engaged in discussions with His Excellency President Chandrika Prasad Santokhi to build on the issues advanced during the visit of President Santokhi to Guyana in August. The two leaders finalized agreements to advance the proposal for the construction of the Quarantine River Bridge and established a new mechanism for enhanced dialogue and cooperation. The President was accompanied by a high-level delegation which also engaged in discussions in several other areas of mutual interest. The Presidents were accompanied by First Lady Arya Ali and First Lady of Suriname, Melissa Santokhi Sinacheri.
Guyana and Suriname have formalized a new cooperation framework to guide future collaborative efforts aimed at improving the lives of citizens. His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali made this announcement on Tuesday, November 24, at a joint press conference held in Paramaribo, Suriname, with Suriname's President, His Excellency Chandrika Prasad Santokhi.
Guyana and Suriname share a mutual desire for an invigorated relationship through enhanced and sustained dialogue and a practical and effective program of cooperation. During this visit, we have already had the opportunity to review the progress made on issues we had agreed upon in August. We also discussed several other areas for possible cooperation. We have taken the important step by formalizing a new cooperation mechanism.
The President outlined other areas of collaboration during his visit, including transportation, which is integrally linked to trade and tourism.
In view of critical role the ferry service plays in the movement of goods and people, we have agreed that issues affecting the resumption of the ferry should be urgently resolved. Our ministers will sign a memorandum of understanding for the construction of a bridge across the Quarantine River. Once constructed, not if constructed, the bridge will serve as a permanent physical link between the people of Guyana and Suriname. But more importantly, that link to the rest of South America continent.
He also announced the establishment of a Guyana and Suriname Business Facilitation Unit to manage and enable collaboration between the country's private sectors.
Following the joint press conference, His Excellency and his delegation made a site visit to the State Oil Company in Suriname. He was accompanied by the Suriname's President, His Excellency Chandrika Prasad Santokhi, and members of his government.
Following the site visit, President Ali fielded questions on the future cooperation between the two countries in the oil and gas sector. The Guyanese head of state explained that the cooperation talks go beyond this sector to include other critical areas of development.
We recognize our challenges as two nations. We are small in population, small human resource base, but we are very rich in natural resources. And instead of looking at each other as competition, we have to look at each other as partners. Find, as I said earlier, the synergies, not only in the oil and gas sector. Oil and gas is important, but very important is the diversification of the economy. is ensuring that the resources from oil and gas build the other sectors, make them competitive, make them sustainable revenue earners.
President Ali hailed the strengthened cooperation between Guyana and Suriname as a milestone in bilateral relations, which has economic and human resources potential that would positively impact the Guyana Shield. The head of state made these remarks during his address at a dinner reception on the evening of Tuesday, November 24, hosted by President Santoki and First Lady Melissa Santoki Sinacheri to usher in the Republic of Suriname's 45th independence anniversary.
The time has come for us to translate that potential into action by outlining a clear vision, a clear path that is time-bound, so that all our people can understand the common destination, the common path that we would like our development to take us.
The President highlighted the importance of investment, efficient business structures, greater connectivity, and bridging the existing gaps. He said these components will contribute to enhanced private sector participation.
The future requires a private sector that is vibrant and outward-looking. Requires a private sector that sees beyond its national borders and boundaries and incorporate the opportunities beyond their boundaries. Today, both our countries presents exciting opportunity for the private sector. We have the duty as leaders, as policymakers, to create an enabling environment so that that private sector can benefit from the possibilities. It is in this spirit that we celebrate it today. But as my brother from Brazil would have said, the most important fundamentals for society are democracy, security, and the rule of law. And we must ensure at all times that these principles remain the foundation upon which we build our societies and community.
His Excellency, on Wednesday, November 25, addressed the extraordinary session of the National Assembly of the Republic of Suriname. In his address, President Ali highlighted that the two nations have been among the most coveted prizes of real estate between the 17th and 19th centuries.
The Spanish, the French, the Dutch, and the British all laid claim of these lands. The struggles and sacrifices of our people, indigenous, Africans, Maroon, East Indian, Portuguese, Europeans, Chinese, and Indonesian, would eventually lay the basis for the attainment of political independence, and with it, for the legal certainty that belongs rightly to our people.
President Ali said Guyana and Suriname share a common historical legacy as well as a duty to protect national independence and safeguard our democracy and economic prosperity. Guyana, the President stated, looks forward to working with Suriname to ensure greater respect for democratic norms and values.
Democracy helps to unlock the latent potential of our economies and to boost investors' confidence. Indeed, Guyana and Suriname are totally perched to benefit from accelerated growth and development, not only through the exploitation of our natural resources, but through the abundant potential that lies in agriculture, value-added, tourism, and expanded trade. The attention these resources now attract should make all of us even more thankful for the achievement of political independence.
In congratulating Suriname on the 45th anniversary of its independence, the President saluted the people for fashioning a multicultural society which respects diversity. President Ali, First Lady Arya Ali, and other members of Guyana's high-level delegation also attended Suriname's Independence Day parade and cultural presentation.
On Wednesday evening, His Excellency expressed confidence that the governments of Suriname and Guyana have the political will to enable the private sector in both countries to expand and grow. He was speaking during a reception with the Surinamese private sector to culminate his 3-day state visit to the neighboring country.
Our task as policymakers is to ensure we create the environment, an enabling environment, the framework, so that the private sector can flourish and grow, so that we can create opportunities for the private sector to expand. I want to assure you tonight that we have the political will and we have established the political framework to get it done. And with your help, we can move it rapidly forward.
President Ali pointed to the pace and coordination between the two countries on the Quarantine River Bridge project. He urged the private sector representatives to make the necessary linkages and connections to strategically benefit from such development.
And we want to see local content in that. We want to see the local private sector from Guyana and Suriname stepping up aggressively. Don't wait on companies to meet you. You have high commissioners and ambassadors here. But if you become a part of an agreement, then eventually your capacity will grow, your experience will grow, technology will grow, and the company and the private sector will grow.
The president announced that the two heads of state are already in discussions to twin their economies, thereby achieving economies of scale. This, he said, will also reduce and remove existing hurdles and barriers to trade.
Meanwhile, upon his return to Guyana, on Thursday, November 26, the head of state held discussions with Brazil's Minister of Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Ernesto Henrique Fraga Araújo. Speaking on the sidelines of the meeting, hosted at the Pegasus Hotel, President Ali said a special committee has been established to advance works on a road link between Guyana and Brazil.
So we have, on that issue, we have set up a special committee that will be led by the ministers and a technical team so that we can advance the work on move towards not only the conceptualization, but beyond that, closer to the implementation of this project. Both sides have committed fully to this development and a joint approach. We also discussed the issue of energy and Guyana oil and gas sector, and of course other energy potential that can be exported to northern Brazil.
Dr. Ali said the integration of the two countries' security efforts was also discussed. This includes targeting human trafficking, securing the border, and clamping down on the drug trade.
We have also set up a high-level team to look at the various security concerns and integrating what we are doing into the regional program. So that was also an area that we discussed. In addition to that, we discussed areas of mutual interest in terms of tourism, our borders, and so on.
Another area discussed was how Brazil could support Guyana with its COVID-19 vaccination program when it comes on stream, since Brazil has been developing a vaccine to combat the virus. Discussions were also held on an expanded partial scope agreement to foster greater trade opportunities for the two countries.
Still on Thursday, His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali launched the retrofitting of the Lenora Cottage Hospital in Region 3. During his address, the President announced that the country's healthcare system is on the road to modernization as government plans on investing heavily in infrastructure development.
Today, we're investing more. But it's not only this hospital that we're investing in. Whether it's Saudi, Bartica, Linden, Mabaruma, Lethem, all the hospitals will see upgrade and improvement within the next few years.
Utilizing a phased approach, this facility will be upgraded to the same standard of the soon-to-be completed Diamond Smart Hospital.
All the facilities will see tremendous transformation. And what is this transformation aimed at? It is aimed at decentralizing healthcare service. Decentralizing to the extent that we empower the local and regional authority to do more in the management of the facilities also.
His Excellency also had a special announcement for healthcare workers.
We have been able to cut programs and to find additional resources beyond the $150 million. And this afternoon I want to say that we will consider every healthcare professional as frontline. And every healthcare professional will benefit from a 2 weeks equivalent, 2 weeks bonus pay before the end of the year as part of the response to the pandemic.
This has been the President's Diary, where we took a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfaan Ali's week of activities. Thanks for watching. Do join us again next week.